Here are 5 must-listen-to podcasts to give your ears a bit of a rest and just escape listening to music for a little bit. Hiya, it's Charlie T. Hope you're good. So what I found when I started making music for a living, music used to be my escape from day-to-day life. But when music becomes your day-to-day life, what I found is over the years is I've started listening to less and less music outside of the studio. But what I do find really helpful is listening to podcasts. So here are some really great podcasts that you can listen to give your ears a bit of a rest. Okay, the first one is called Tetragrammaton. Bit of a mouthful, but it's about creativity and the philosophy of music. It's hosted by the iconic legend that is Rick Rubin. If you don't know who Rick Rubin is, then maybe don't listen to the podcast. Go research Rick Rubin first and then listen to the podcast, because he's probably made some of the greatest records of all time. This is a great one because it goes into the more kind of philosophical and holistic approach to making music. It's about creativity, it's about artistry, and it's about inspiration. And they share their personal journeys of their music making experiences, studio time, albums, singles. In my opinion, really great episodes are Pharrell, Trent Reznor, and Paul McCartney. Check those out, but there's tons of others that you can listen to. Really great. Go listen now. So number 2 is called Switched On Pop, and it breaks down hits, big hits. The podcast is hosted by musicologist Nate Sloan and songwriter Charlie Harding. They dissect like music theory, production styles, trends, and things that are constantly going on in like some of the biggest pop songs out there. They cover artists from like Taylor Swift all the way up to like Kendrick Lamar, and they try and explain what makes their songs work. It is fascinating. So number 3 is called Sodajerker. It's hosted by songwriter duo Simon Barber and Brian O'Connor, and it features in-depth interviews and conversations with like legendary songwriters and modern day songwriters who may become legends in the future. There's hundreds of episodes. Go check it out. So number 4 is awesome. It's called Song Exploder, and it's about how songs are built. It's hosted by Rishi Hirway, and it's interviews with artists deconstructing their own songs and how they went from like the initial concept or like voice memo or whatever it was to like the final mix, which is super interesting and an amazing insight. Past episodes include like Billie Eilish and 9 Inch Nails. We've even got a series on Netflix now as well. There's an amazing one with Alicia Keys where she's just kind of vibing out, like very cool. Okay, number 5, personal favorite, and the writer is, yes, listen to it. So it's hosted by Ross Golan, who's a very successful songwriter, written hits for like Ariana Grande and Maroon 5, Justin Bieber. The guy already knows what he's talking about. And it features really candid interviews with songwriters. They talk about what happens in a writing session or how they started working with these artists. And also there's bits and bobs behind the music business side of stuff, and you get some real insight into the people behind the music. So notable guests, particularly ones that got me onto And the Writer is Desmond Child, who's written some absolute bangers. Ryan Tedder, who again has written some absolute bangers. And Julia Michaels, who is probably one of the most successful songwriters of the modern era of pop music. It was great for me because I do a lot of writing sessions, and okay, like I haven't had hits like Ryan Tedder or Julia Michaels, but it makes me realize that the situations that they're in are very similar to the ones I'm in. The rooms they're in, the vibe, the way they create, the way they discuss with artists to try and get lyrics and stories from them. It was a really fascinating thing to listen to, and I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a songwriter or an aspiring songwriter, a producer, whatever, it's fascinating to hear how some of these stories are created and how some of these songs just kind of fall out of people, and how some they're like labors of love and it takes a long time to be happy with what you're going to release. So check it out. There we go. There's the 5 I recommend. Make sure you like it, subscribe to it, and maybe drop a comment and tell me any great podcasts you listen to when you're escaping from making music, or you just listen to because you like them. Whatever. Say something. Big love. Bye.